3 times.
That's the first time he kissed me. That's what he did. So we've been doing that for 46 years.
Yeah.
Yep. We came out here 4 years ago, and the move to Portage, Indiana was a good move.
Cedar Lake, which is about a 40-minute ride. They got a real good restaurant there. So we went there for dinner. And that night I thought I ate too much food, and I sat down, and then that's the last I remember.
He just coughed a second time, and I just didn't like the cough, and came running out of the bedroom and looked at him, and I thought, oh, this isn't good. I kind of shook his shoulders and slapped his face and said, Bob, you can't die on my birthday. I won't let you. And I called 911.
It was April 20th. It was a Tuesday. I was working my regular 24-hour shift at Station 3. It was about 11:30 p.m. We got called for a possible cardiac arrest.
I pushed the chair all the way back as far as I could and put my leg up there and held it down, and I started compressions.
4 minutes of CPR for anybody, layperson that doesn't do CPR. It's tiring, it's exhausting, especially when it's on your loved one.
Home was pretty close to the stations. We were there within a minute or so.
We went inside the house. Bob was laying in a recliner with his wife doing CPR, so they knew enough that we needed to get him down on some flat, hard surface, put the defib pads on, and it showed that Bob was in VFib, so we administered a shock.
Myself and Scott were the ones in the back with the gentleman.
Most of these guys weren't aware that the patient was delivered to the ER with pulses.
I prayed all the way there and cried.
It was imperative that she was able to recognize that it wasn't just indigestion. And by the time she called 911 and he was unresponsive, her CPR initially, I'm sure, led to the positive outcome.
She said, they put this machine on him and it just kept pushing on his chest. And I said, it sounds to me like they have a Lucas, which is great. He has a fighting chance.
It was a very quick, seamless call for the time it takes me to walk from the battalion buggy past the ambulance into the house, a matter of a minute maybe, and we were already getting a Lucas put on. And we knew that night that he was a retired fireman.
It was nice to know that he's got kids who are also firefighters, so we kind of have a bond.
My father was a fireman, I was a fireman. Now the 2 of my kids are fire people.
I work for Lamont Fire Protection District. It's a suburb of Chicago. I've been there since 2007. I actually was hired the year after my dad retired. It was just a typical day. We're just sitting around talking, catching up, and that's when I brought up the topic of doing CPR. I gave her a scenario as if my dad had collapsed. And I said, what are you gonna do? I talked to her about checking his airway, checking to see if he's breathing. If he's not, you need to check for a pulse. If those things aren't there, you need to start CPR. Hand over hand, push hard and push fast. And don't stop. And then a month later, this happened. The incident that happened with my dad going into cardiac arrest and the fact that CPR was started immediately has caused him to survive.
I know everyone always wants to give us credit because we were the ones who provided the shock with the LifePak 15. We're the ones who put the Lucas on. That's only a small contributing factor. If in this situation his wife does not do CPR, we wouldn't be here talking about this story today.
We all had a good sense that we did a good job, but it's kind of rewarding to actually see the outcome too.
I met the 2 guys that actually worked on me. Real nice guys. Thank you. That's all I did yesterday was tell them thank you.
Those 7 guys that did this, that were a part of this, even if they have one save for their entire career, here's a man walking through their fire station. 50 some odd days later, he's alive, he's well.
I like golfing, which I can't do right now, and fishing. And actually I work on my cars quite a bit.
Station 3, turn 2. You guys are my family now. You saved my dad. You saved one of your own. I can't tell you enough, but thank you.
He put in so much time, and he put a ton of good into the world. It was nice for him to get some back.